welcome. Elimination Chamber just happened, so we're gonna review it. Like I said, every PLE, I'm gonna review just the PLEs for now. We have some big things going back here. Lots of storyline advancements, lots of twists, returns, and not gonna lie, I'm gonna kind of spoil it a little bit for you. I'm normally the positive Pete. I'm normally the one that says, hey, let's wait to see where it goes. But I'm not a huge fan of the ending, and I'll tell you why when we get to it. But I'm going to go in order as we went through the matches in the show, and which means we're going to start out with the Women's Elimination Chamber, which I feel was probably the best match of the night. Unlike the Rumble, where the Women's Rumble just kind of felt like more of a snooze fest this year, the Women's Rumble, or the Women's Chamber, really cooked. We had... obviously the big surprise at the start. I felt like we should have done this at the Rumble, but I also didn't know, because there was like always the conflicting reports. Was Jade actually hurt, or was it storyline? Because things were like, oh yeah, she's legit hurt. Other things were like, no, they've confirmed it's just all story. But it sounds like she was just recently cleared. So that made sense, I guess, why they waited. But we got the return finally of Jade Cargill, and it kind of did show a problem with WWE booking right now, because Triple H at the post conference was like, oh, when we don't know when they're coming back and stuff, it's hard to do the story and stuff. But like, this story felt like it kind of just randomly disappeared at times, and they're like, oh yeah, that's still going on, so let's mention it and stuff. I feel like they could have done a lot better build for it, because I see a lot of people are just a lot of people are like, oh snap, and then a lot of people are like, who cares? Because the WWE kind of like was like, oh, in the story. But Jade Cargill returns. We have Liv in the ring going, oh snap, because for some people that don't missed it at the pre-show the day before, Liv was like, I didn't do it, but who cares about Jade Cargill? Blah 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 blah. So she thought maybe, oh no, she's mad because I was like, who cares about her and stuff. Nobody remembers her and blah blah. But instead, she ends up attacking Naomi. Just destroying Naomi. Oh my god. My one issue with this is, like, it seems like we do this like at least once every men's or women's chamber now every year, where someone just gets wiped out by an injury angle. So it's like, it's a little like you almost expect it now in one of the chamber matches. But other than that, finally we get some advancement in this. Bianca was losing her mind while trapped in the other pod and like couldn't do anything. It was so conflicted. But we were supposed to start off the match with Bianca or Liv and Naomi, but instead, with Naomi knocked the hell out, she got stretchered out. So technically, the real starters were Liv and Bianca, because Bianca was the first one out. They fight around obviously for a little bit. Then I believe, it was Roxanne next. She had some really good moments. Not as strong as her Rumble booking, in my opinion, but we're still trying to put her in the mix immediately. And I don't know if she's now officially on the main roster or if this is just utilizing her in the main roster, but I mean, she's ready to go up, so I'm guessing she's got moved up. I don't know. I haven't seen anything saying she is officially moved up. Hasn't, but then we had Bayley enter, and then we had Alexa Bliss to close it out. So here in this match, didn't really care who won it of all of them except for Liv, just because I didn't want to live Rhea again, because we do have Rhea versus Io Sky on Raw tomorrow, but like, they're not going to take the title off Rhea yet, so I don't know if there's going to be shenanigans in that match, but we'll see tomorrow night on that. But I'm guessing Rhea comes out of that with the belt still. So whoever's winning Chambers going against Rhea. I have seen an online reaction because Bianca ends up winning. They're like, oh, well, she doesn't have really a story thing with, Rhea. But I personally like it because We haven't seen Rhea versus Bianca, I believe, since NXT, and that was quite a few years ago now already. And even though there's not much story, these two are good wrestlers, going to put on a good show, so it's going to be an entertaining match. And after seeing Rhea versus Liv 20,000 times, and then already in this run, we rehashed the Rhea versus Nia Jax. All of the good matches. It's nice to get that something new. So it's nice that we're getting, a brand new matchup that we haven't seen. If I haven't watched NXT, haven't had time, so I've never seen Rhea versus Bianca. So for me, it's a whole new match. For some people, it will be a new match for Rhea for the first time in several years. So that's a nice, nice palate cleanser for the title run. And then we go, Alexa Bliss seemed to be the internet's favorite from what I see, but they seem like they have kind of like a set idea where she's going because they keep teasing the Wyatt Six stuff. So we'll see how that plays out coming up on SmackDown, right? Yeah. Roxanne continues her strong booking. I'm guessing maybe we're setting up a Roxanne versus Bayley match at Mania, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see if that plays out into a Mania match or if that just stays on like a TV thing. And then who's the other one? Oh, Naomi. Naomi's out. She going on with Jade Cargill. And then so I'm interested to see where that story goes, because Jade's gonna be going after Naomi if Naomi's even around. But then there's gonna be like Bianca's gonna be going after Rhea for the title for Mania, but also having to deal with the fallout from this. So that's gonna be interesting to see if it's well done or if it just feels like another like put together last minute kind of thing that WWE always seems to do. Like they always have these great base storylines for the women, and then it just like never seems to get like the flesh out storytelling that like the men's stories get. So we'll see if this is one that they can like pump a little extra into it. So hopeful. Overall, I say women's match, best match of the night, 9.5 out of 10 on that. So that means we come to match 2, which I will say, the Rumble match with the tag team match just kind of felt kind of thrown in, especially with the twist turn they went with the match ending to, so it kind of felt like they just threw it in there because they needed like a filler. This one, I kind of thought was going to be like kind of just a weird filler, but I will say Nia Jax in her new run and since her return has put on a lot of effort and stuff to do more and looks a lot safer for the wrestlers and stuff. So I was not a huge fan of Nia Jax before she returned and when she first returned, but she's put in a lot of work. So I think she deserves a little bit of credit. I know that may not be a popular opinion because people seem to really still dislike Nia, but I think people are being a bit much of a hater on that. I think she's done fantastic since her return. Candice LeRae makes me a little sad because she's super talented, really good, but she just doesn't feel like a credible like threat. She feels kind of like a hindrance more to Nia Jax. So I don't know what exactly is going on there. And then we had them, Nia Jax and Candice versus Trish, celebrating her 25 years of WWE. Like, made me feel old. I remember she appeared first with, as they say, TNA, Testa and Albert, for those that don't know. She was a manager. Went on to be one of the best women's wrestlers of all time. But she was teaming with Tiffy Time, which I'm going to say small, like, nerd disappointment there. Because the last time we saw Tiffany Stratton before the storyline, Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus interact was after Tiffy won Money in the Bank, and she was like super disrespectful to Trish. So I don't know if this is like some long game that we're gonna play around with a couple times to come back to eventually of Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. Sort of how Trish turned on Lita and Becky Lynch her last return, or what? But yeah, last time we saw them, they were like teasing a match, and then they became friends. So again, another one of those kind of just throw it in there, sure, good enough for me. And that's how a lot of the women booking feels, even for like the top, their women's champion and stuff like that. Just feels like sometimes they don't put like any meaning into the stories. They just kind of throw it in there, it'll be good enough. People will like it. But I was surprised this match did really well. I was very entertained by this match. Trish hit a super Stratisfaction off the top turnbuckle on Nia Jax, and we got the Candice missing, avoiding Trish Stratus to hit her own partner, and overall enjoyable match. Like 7.5, 8 out of 10, probably 7.5. Good match. Just Candice feels more like a little bit dead weight. So just slight disappointing there, but other than that, overall good match. I don't think Nia Jax is gonna have a Mania match this year. So after a strong year, she seems like she's gonna probably miss out on Mania. Like I said, maybe one day we come back to Trish and Tiff again. I don't know. Maybe it's something they do at a future PLE or something. We'll see with that. Then we go on to match 3, which is not for the faint of heart. We got former best friends, KO, Sammy, two that have come up like all the way from the floor to where they are. This match was back and forth, brutal. Like, and this is where the commentary team was perfect. Like, they were really good at selling, like, the brutality of the match and, like, the reactions and stuff like that. It really elevated the match. The lights off, spotlight kind of deal, where we were, like, kind of zoning everything out, just focusing on the pure brutality and stuff. Obviously, we go to the storyline of Sammy's neck is cooked, and about halfway through the match, he just was out of it. Now, I thought, like many, Randy Orton was going to appear during the match to, like, kind of cost Owens the match versus Sammy, but we do give KO the win. I guess probably because he's taken so many losses lately, so they just wanted to give him a win. And the only thing to say about this match, like I said, is brutality. So many fun, just horrific spots where you wanted a brawl, you wanted a fight, you wanted two people that just absolutely hated each other and wanted to end each other. That's this match. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you should go see it if you love just pure brutality. But we do get the Randy Orton return just after the match, because KO's walking away with security trying to escort him away so they can tend to Sami Zayn, and he does the I'm walking away and I'm coming back. Gonna peel up the floor, exposes concrete, goes to do the package pile driver to Sammy on the exposed concrete, and that's when we get the I hear voices in my. So we get the great moment that is Randy's return. He comes out, and so I think KO, I don't know how he's gonna hold up after the Rumble match, after this match, and now we seem to be heading for KO and Orton at Mania, and there was a very big show here for Randy. It wasn't just normal Randy. Randy kind of reverted to the legend killer. Like, he sat there and was adjusted his knee pad, went to the corner, was about to punt kick for the first time in God knows how long. Like, I don't remember the last time he used like he was that level of Randy Orton, but he was about to punt kick him, and that's when like security just comes diving in, catching him right as he was about to punt KO's head. Like, so we're teasing like the old vicious Randy Orton because he's pissed that KO took him out. So seems like a KO stretch of really like brutal matches probably going to continue at Mania. So I expect another like just brutal stipulation at Mania between these two, and it's just like KO deserves all the applause right now. He put on a absolute brutal beating match at Rumble. Literally a month later, like to the day, he's taking another beating and giving a beating at Elimination Chamber, and in about 48 days he's gonna be doing it again at Mania, because I don't see how it's not gonna be just some simple Randy versus KO normal one-on-one match. It's gonna be some stipulation. I don't know where we're headed with that stipulation, if it's gonna be a street fight or I don't think it's gonna be another unsanctioned match, but you know, we're set for probably another brutal KO match. So I'm guessing, you know, KO will probably get some good time off after that. We may not see him for a few months after Mania, so you know, give him his flowers and stuff when he does, you know, whatever happens at Mania, because that's gonna be a 3-month stretch of just absolute brutality for this Mania. And yes, it is scripted and stuff, but they still take bumps. There's still plenty of like hits and stuff they take. Like, you can script the story and you can like try to make it as landing as safe as possible and stuff like that. But some of the stuff still hurts, man. So we're in for another brutal, great match that Randy and KO will probably cook. Then we move to the final match of the night. The men's Elimination Chamber. This match had the typical chamber spots, stuff. And then, like, this one, I thought was really good, but I put it just behind the women's. Oh, sorry. KO Sammy was like 9 out of 10. But this match, I put it like 8.5 out of 10. And there's Logan Paul is like such a divisive character in the men's match for me, because he's really good. He is, like, I mean, so it's like he is impressively good, but he is also a piece. So it's like I try just enjoying it when he's in the match, but you know, there is that like back of the head, like, this guy is a, so it's like, I don't know if much of it's an act or if he's really that bad, but he always kind of puts a wibbly wobbly on the match for me. But you know, then we had Damian Priest, we had Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and the 16-time champion, the GOAT, John Cena. You know, and then Drew McIntyre hits a Claymore, you know, he's distracted, and here comes Damian Priest, rolls him up. So looks like we are still heading for the Damian Priest Drew McIntyre Mania match, and people keep saying big nothing burger. Like, these two have had, like, you know, taking the title off, Priest taking the title off McIntyre, the rematch where Drew McIntyre tried cashing in, the Rumble elimination, and stuff like that. So it's not a huge nothing burger. Like, I think this could be a really good match between the two of them. A hard hitting match. If you like, the man slapping man meat meme or whatever. But I think it's going to be a good, solid match. And I like both Priest and McIntyre, so that's a exciting match to watch where they're actually going to go one-on-one, not this, like, Drew trying to cash in, failing, or Priest cashing in and winning and stuff like that. We haven't had a real, like, one-on-one between them, so that will be interesting to see. Something new for Priest after we watched Finn versus Priest 1,000 times before he left for SmackDown. So I feel like maybe that's the issue with Priest, is a lot of people don't like him because like they were getting behind him early in the Finn versus Priest thing, but then when WWE kept going back to it and going back to it and going back to it, it kind of hampered Priest's like growth a little bit, because people were just kind of like, because WWE does have an issue right now with feuds going on sometimes a little too long, especially the Judgment Day. But I'm gonna probably do another video sometime later this month, kind of talking about the holes in Triple H's booking, where he could fix things and stuff like that. So that will be probably a later video, probably middle of this month. I'm working on the script for that, because that one's actually scripted. This is all just kind of blabbering off my head as I remember. Then we had, was it Logan Paul? I don't know if he has a Mania match, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too upset if he doesn't have one. He just kind of felt like the sixth wheel, and like the spare wheel under the spare wheel here. And then what else do we have? We had, trying to remember. Seth Rollins and Punk had, there's several clashes, and Punk ends up eliminating Seth. Seth comes back though, because as he said, there will no way in hell that CM Punk will get to main event WrestleMania as long as Seth Rollins is around. So Seth Rollins ends up costing him, and I forgot, Priest also came back in and costed Damian Priest after McIntyre had been eliminated. So that's kind of a downer for me, because doing that once after you've done it like year after year, kind of like, okay, we don't have to always do the same spots. We can give a spot like a rest for a few years and stuff. But instead we did it twice in the match. 2 times. So that was kind of a like when you have to repeat. So like I said, that's what kind of brought the match down a little bit for me, because just too much of this like same thing, like over and over and over, same spots. So it's like sometimes just do something, refresh, something that So we had 3 people out of 12 people in the chamber matches costed by something, somebody that technically wasn't in the match at the time. So 3 times in one show, too many. Too many. Like, do it once with the Jade Cargill thing, because at least that's story wise. Like, and the other 2 are technically story wise, but it's just like, duh. And then we get to the final 2, obviously before Seth came back in to make sure Punk didn't get it. It was Punk Cena. I was personally rooting for Punk, but we did go with the Cena option. So we kind of went with the like, oh man, we don't want to upset the Cena fans, because it is a retirement tour. He's going for 17. I think that we could have done a better story of telling throughout the year, as he picked up appearing more and more and more going into SummerSlam, which is a 2-night event this year, to build kind of SummerSlam, having him win number 17 there. I don't know if he's going to win at Mania, because he did win the Chamber, but now we get to the one part that like kind of sucked the energy out of the whole show for me at the end, because this felt like an M. Night Shyamalan, like Vince McMahon, like makes no sense to the story, but let's do it kind of shock, like just to get people go, oh my god, and like people are buying it because it is John Cena, it is The Rock, so I get it. But let's unpack it a little bit, because you want to know what the Cena turn is? This is essentially the Cena turn. Hey Cody, yeah John, you remember last year when we worked as buddies and were friends, and I came out during your WrestleMania match, took out Solo Sikoa, helped with Roman Reigns, but then The Rock bottomed me, so I was out of the rest of the match, but I still came out there and helped you, and after you won it, we celebrated like, you know, all the baby faces in the ring going, woo, yeah. Yeah, man, it was a great time. Like, and I owe it all to you. You're the GOAT. You know, I appreciate you. And without you, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be the champion right now. Yeah. I hate you now, and I'm gonna work with the guy that, you know, I fought last year. Cool. That's a good one, Cena. No, I'm serious. I hate you now, and I'm gonna sell my soul to this guy for nothing, because I put myself in the chamber. I won the chamber, and the only ones who technically helped me in the chamber from winning it legitimately is Drew McIntyre, who helped eliminate Damian Priest, who is a very anti-bloodline guy, and then we also have Seth Rollins, who came back in and knocked out CM Punk, who's also a big anti-bloodline guy. So we had two anti-bloodline guys helping the match after they were eliminated, helping me win, getting the WrestleMania event match I wanted, that I put myself in the chamber, and I still sold out to the guy that story-wise that I hate, because we're always butting heads and stuff, because also I'm not going to really explain anything other than that, because I got a movie to go film, so instead of being around to like help build the Mania story, see you later, suckers. So, yeah, I mean that's essentially the turn is, and like I watched the post show just to see kind of like if there was anything from like The Rock or Cena or Triple H, and it was a lot of like, well, it's just a combination of things. It's just a combination of things. No, it's not. Like, I wanted something. Like, I get it, you don't want to give everything up front, but I wanted something that made the sense of the turn, and we got nothing. Because at this point, the story is, man, we did so much great last year to win this title for you. Now I hate you, and I'm working with him. When he did nothing for Cena, because Cena put himself in the chamber. Cena won the chamber with no help from The Rock. So it makes no sense to then work with The Rock, who the last time we saw you in the ring together, you were rock bottomed by The Rock. So, like I said, this just felt like a stupid turn. And like so far, I'm not going to lie, this whole Cena retirement tour has been a big waste of time. And I'm going to blame Cena because you knew you were going to be doing this, right? Like, it's not like the WWE was like, hey, let's book it like this and stuff. It was, you announced you were going to be doing a retirement tour. So do the retirement tour. Stop running off after everything to go film and stuff. You should have made sure your schedule was clear. Like, you're doing a retirement tour that you're not even showing up to. And then you do this stupid turn and we're not going to get any answers for a while because you're, again, off running away to go do other things. Like Mania's like, tick, it's coming. Like, it's don't have forever. So, unless The Rock's going to carry the story just like he did last year when Roman Reigns didn't show up to his own feud. Like, at this point, we should have just done Cody versus The Rock, because The Rock, if we go, like, The Rock is carrying the story, because John Cena's off busy filming while, I don't know what last year Roman Reigns was doing, but he wasn't showing up to his own feud. Like, why are we doing just The Rock versus Cody? Like, I don't know. The turn just felt like something to get a cheap, like, oh my God, because people are going to buy it because it's The Rock and John Cena, so I get it. But Triple H's booking is really rewarded if you knew wrestling storylines or history between characters and stuff like that. It mattered. And we saw it with this. And what was the other one? That was one head. Oh, the Trish and Tiffy one. Like, the last time we saw them, they were at odds, and now they're just friends. No explanation, no nothing. So it's like I said, that's where later this month I'm going to cover, the holes in booking we're starting to see repeat and stuff like that, and how Triple H can fix it. Like, I mean, it's not like terrible, right? Wrestling is definitely still a lot better than when Vince McMahon was in the charge, but they're starting to like show this sign of struggle when they're overthinking the Mania matches. Like, we put Roman over at WrestleMania 39, and his last year of his reign was kind of a nothing burger. Like, there was nothing really, like, it was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. We just added really another year for the sake of adding numbers to his reign. Then last year, a lot of people give him credit for the two main events because it was super great, the tag match, and then Roman versus Cody with Cody going over, and it was like probably one of the biggest moments of Mania in a while. But remember, they were going to throw that away for Rock Roman out of nowhere to throw away the storyline we had been telling for 2 years. So it's like the fan backlash made them pivot back, and I love they take all the credit. Like, yeah, we pivoted when the fans got really upset. Yeah, because you about fucked up your main event. And now we've got this, like, forced turn. So it's like, it feels like they panic, which makes no sense, because the sales are up on merch, the sales are up on tickets, the money's up on tickets. Like, prices are way higher, and they're still selling like crazy. Like, they've had no issue. Last year, without Roman Reigns for like 80% of the year, John Cena only making 2 appearances, Brock not appearing after Mania, no Brock Lesnar, Undertaker only appearing at Mania. They had a great year. Viewership, money, ticket sales, merch sales, and like they still panic around Mania time, and we get this dumb storyline thrown in just for the name brand of John Cena and The Rock, and last year The Rock, and so, and it's like that's starting to bother me, because that could become an issue going forward. Again, that will also be covered in the video I'm making about the booking issues, but it's like, again, slight nitpicks that are becoming bigger issues. But other than that, Chamber overall was easily much better than the Rumble all around. Because like I said, the tag team match in the Rumble was kind of, because it just felt like it felt kind of thrown in there just to like, well, we needed a match and we didn't need something too long, just to kind of pad the runtime a little bit, where Triple H normally is all about like matches at the PLEs, which is why we have short or lower matches count, is to make them feel bigger. This one felt like a perfect PLE where every match felt good, it felt entertaining, and kind of built on something. So let me know what you think, though, especially the heel turn. I'm probably being a little negative on that, but I just, like I said, I showed why I don't like the heel turn. It doesn't make sense story-wise, and if we were going to get some build to explain it, it'd be great, but it sounds like Cena's off running again to go film more, so who knows when or if we'll get an explanation, or if we'll just go into Mania with this, like, this is what happened. So, but I will, for the wrestling people only, I will see you after the WrestleMania review in about 49 days for the first one, 50 days for the second one, because we'll be doing 2 in April, because I'll be doing a video for each night. And then till then, if you enjoy the gaming content, do that. If you want, join the Discord. We can watch wrestling together, the PLEs together. We can watch we can watch other things and hang out, game and stuff like that. And I may be having more come wrestling wise on like, I'm thinking of doing like a Monday and Friday night stream, or Monday and Friday stream, when I pick up WWE 2K25, and like streaming my own SmackDown and my own Raw and stuff like that. Kind of, doing something like that where I can maybe even take, like, if people comment like something, like take fan feedback to improve things or book things differently and stuff like that. So we'll see. But that's something I want to do. As like I said, this year we continue to expand. More than just gaming, we're doing stuff on anime, we're doing stuff on wrestling, kind of showing more of my interests to get more. Because main goal of the channel is to make friends, and I want to find people like kind of interests, as I don't have any wrestling friends outside of a few friends at work that like wrestling. So it'd be nice to have someone that I can watch wrestling with at home and talk to and stuff more about wrestling, because there's a lot to talk about these days. There's storylines galore. So thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video.